Hello everybody and welcome to ArmyGirlKnits. My name is Emily. I am coming to you from northern Texas where I live with my husband and my 3 children, and welcome to my podcast. This is something that I've wanted to start for a while, and I've actually started it a few times. This is maybe the 5th go at it. I tried one last week and just wasn't entirely happy with it, so I figured today we'd give it a chance again. So a little bit about me. I crochet. I've been crocheting since I think my mom taught me when I was about 6 or 7 years old. I'm now 33. I've only been knitting for about maybe the past 2 years, 3 years tops, and I love it. I love anything to do with fiber arts. Not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, I actually bought my first spinning wheel. Her name's Betsy. So this is gonna be fibery, yarny goodness kind of podcast. I also do other kind of crafts. I've done cross stitch. I haven't done that in a while, but I love to do cross stitch. I'm just getting a little impatient because that can just take so long to do, especially because I like to do the really intricate kind of ones. So yeah, so let's get started with some of the fun stuff. Let's see, what am I knitting? Oh, let's start with my Christmas Eve cast on, which I have in this super cute bag. And yes, I'm not done with my Christmas Eve cast on because it's my first pair of socks. So it's taken me a little bit. So, ooh, it's all jumbled here. These are my socks so far. I got the heel, I'm on the foot now. And these, oh, I love these Progress Keepers. These are from, ooh, where are these from? The Sweet Cherry Shop on Etsy. My little gingerbread man. Sorry about the lighting. I haven't quite figured that out yet. And I got this little candy cane cookie kind of one. They are super cute and I am loving them. With these ones, for socks, I keep hearing everybody say they get that second sock syndrome. And so what I did is, Mina from the Knitting Expat, she has a tutorial and a pattern for the 2 at a time socks, and I figured that was the way to go for me because I'm really enjoying socks and I would have tons of just single socks around my house. And I'm really liking this. I'm using my Chow Goose. I believe they're 2.5 millimeters. 2.5 millimeters. And I'm really liking these. I do have a hole that I missed, but I'll get it down. First pair of socks, not too bad. I can't remember how many I cast on, and I did kind of mess up there a little bit. You can kind of see where I purled the knits and knit the pearls, but before I noticed it, I was too far and wasn't about to start over. So first socks, kind of proud of myself, and they're gonna be really nice and cozy. Let's see, the yarn I believe is Cascade 220, and it's nice and blue marble kind of. They're gonna be super fun and cozy for the winter. Let's see. Oh, and also Mina put out her sock clubs for this year, and since I'm just loving this whole sock thing, I bought the Wanderlust collection, which I believe is the more beginner level patterns. I bought those, got a bunch of yarn for it, and so I decided I needed to cast on another pair of socks, because why not, right? So I got some new Hayas, and I cast on the Reisferber socks or Reisferber socks. It's got a pattern, I don't know if you can see it very good in this yarn on the camera, but it's kind of got a wiggly kind of pattern going on here. I really like these socks. They're really easy and it's easy to memorize. So as I'm going, I can just watch TV while I'm knitting, which is really nice. I like being able to memorize that pattern, so it's kind of mindless. I get tired of kind of looking at patterns all the time, and I like having something to do where I can just keep going. These I am knitting out of this lovely green blue, and there's some whites in there. yarn from No Makers. And there's the label. It's No Makers fingering called Gnome of the Lake. I actually really like this yarn. I got it the first time I used this yarn. I just got a bunch of minis for my sock blanket, which I will show you here in a minute. And it's just 75/25 merino nylon. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to see what the other patterns come out, when the other patterns come out. And these will also be my first socks in the Box of Socks Cal for the Yarngasm podcast. So super, super excited about these. And these are in my patriotic bag. Love, love, love this bag. And then it's got a little progress keeper right there, but I just use it as a zipperable because it's kind of heavy. So I don't really want to put it on anything. And I can't remember exactly where I got this from, so I'll put it in my show notes. There's no tag on it, so love this bag. Use it all the time, and it's kind of cushy and quilted-y too, so. And let's see, I think that's it for knitting. One thing is I really want to knit a shawl. I've never done a shawl before either. Like I said, I'm fairly new to knitting. And so I've been just looking for kind of like one skein shawls where I can just pick one, like fingering, probably fingering weight, because I really want to use this yarn, which is Expression Fiber Arts Sock and Crisp. It's got some really awesome colors, and I really want to put this into a shawl. But again, I live in Texas and it's starting to get warm again, so I don't want it to be something too heavy. So I know the Reina shawl by Nora Levola, I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm really horrible at pronouncing things. That's the one I'm looking at. So I guess if you guys have any suggestions on a kind of a lighter shawl, not too heavy, not too big either. If you have any suggestions, just leave them in the comments below. That would be really great. And I'd love to see what your guys' opinions would be. So love these colors. They go with a lot of things that I would wear. So that's my next knitting project that I really, really want to start. Okay, let's see. Oh, one more knitting thing. I almost forgot. In my Marvel Comics bag, because I'm a nerd and I love my comics, I have my sock blanket. Apparently I didn't fold it really nicely when I put it back in here. Let's see. It's not super big. Got a lot of ends to do. But there we're kind of going at an angle here. I am loving this project. I don't even have a ton of sock yarn, but everybody sells minis on Etsy, and I am having so much fun. And I think my kids are actually having a lot more fun than I am, because they get to pick out the colors and where they go. That's what I let them do. And then they even stand there with my skein while I'm winding the ball, and they hold it so they can go like this. And it's super, super fun. And then they love picking like these bright, like neon, like that is brighter than a highlighter yellow right there. A couple of these I have done things with, like, let's see. Oh, there's my Christmas Eve cast on color right there. And maybe I haven't put it in yet, but look, oh, there's some Halloween colorways. There's Christmas in here too. Let me find one. Ooh, I believe this one, this Christmas one is called Elf Pooped in My Stocking from No Makers. Love that. Super funny name. And I'm just having a really fun time with this because they're all different colors, and it's fun just having my kids pick colors, and that way they're kind of involved too, because these are definitely activities that I would love to teach my kids and so they can pass them on. Because it's really fun to do, and it's something to do with your hands, and I get bored really easily, so when you have a project like this, it's just really fun to keep going and going and going. So that's that one. Oh, and where is it? So at the end, after a square, I usually always have these little bits left, like a tiny little bit left in my mini skein, and I hate wasting. I always like to use all my stuff and everything, like even all like little yarn ends that I sew in, the little bits. I snip them off, I put them in a jar, and I'll use them to stuff like amigurumi patterns that I do, little stuffed animals or stuffies or softies, whatever you call them, and that way all of it's getting used. But I figured there's a lot of people doing those crochet granny stripe blankets. Well, I don't really like the stripe idea, but I love granny squares. I've been doing granny squares a long time. Like I said, I've been crocheting mostly all my life. And so I decided that instead of, where's that bag? Oh, instead of a granny stripe blanket, I was going to do a granny crochet blanket. And this is what I have so far. It's a rectangle with all my extra little mini bits all put in there. Ooh, look at that bright. There's that really bright neon one again. So, ooh, it's coming out. So what I do is I take all the little bits and I magic knot them together after I get a bunch. And then I just roll them all into a ball and just keep on crocheting. And it's really fun when you get to the next color, because you sit there and you're like, oh, just the next color, just the next color, just the next color. Like I did this in one evening. All of this in one evening. So, I mean, it's not huge, but it's addictive. So, and this it's all fingering weight, and I am crocheting it on a G hook or 4.25 millimeter. So, and that is in my Twisted Yarn and Fiber Company bag that they sent when I ordered something from them, and it's perfect drawstring, because that blanket's gonna get big, and this is a big bag, and it's just gonna be perfect for it. All right, let's see, I think, ooh, and this is kind of a super secret one. So I have, or my husband, I should say, retired from the Army back in 2011, and I wanted to make him something to kind of celebrate it, maybe. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's been a couple years, so it's taken me a while to get this, but I've had the yarn for this pattern, and I've had this graph for a while. So it is a graphic, which you can crochet it, you can knit it, you can Tunisian crochet, you can cross stitch it. It's very adaptable to any kind of craft that you would want. But I found this on the Cozy Concepts website. She's got a bunch of graphs. I think I also bought a Monster High graph off of there with the skull for my daughters, and also I think it was a Hello Kitty graph. But when I saw this, I freaked out. Now it's not in color, but you'll be able to tell what it is. It is the U.S. Army retired logo with the BDU background. I think he's gonna like it. I really, really do. So I decided to start it and just do single crochets. So it's 150 from here to here, 150 stitches this way and 200 stitches, or 200 rows this way. So last week I started this. I've never done a graphic before. It's kind of fiddly with all the little bobbins you gotta have for it. So I keep it kind of in my basket here. And you can see I've got my bobbins down here that supposedly spin. I thought that was gonna be a really good way to do this, but it's turning out to not quite be so groovy for that. But anyways, I started, let me see if I can get this. It's kind of a worm right now. And as you can see, I started, and you can see where it's just the BDU pattern, kind of. So there's, you got your black, your light green, your dark green, brown, and it goes all the way across. Now, I'm thinking this isn't gonna be a very big blanket. And I'm really, it's kind of dense when you do a bunch of single crochets. And the yarn I'm using, sorry, is Caron United, which I thought would be perfect yarn because part of the proceeds from this yarn go to college funds for fallen warriors, which I think is a spectacular idea. And I'm always willing to help and donate and try to do as much as I can for our military. So I figured this would be perfect for this blanket. It is acrylic, and I'm not a huge fan of acrylic anymore, but for something that's going to be used and used and used and just something to wash, it would be fine. However, like I said, I'm starting to kind of second guess myself on this. Like I said, it's kind of dense, and if I kept doing this single crochet, this is going to take me a very, very, very long time. Like I said, I have 3 kids. They take up a lot of my time, and I mean, I know I can do single crochet without any problem whatsoever. However, I'm thinking of doing a corner to corner grafghan instead. Basically, you build your little squares up on each other at a diagonal. If I can try to find a good picture, if I can figure out how to edit and put a picture in, or I'll put a link to maybe an example of it, but I'm thinking I'm going to do that. However, if I do it that way, it's going to be a very large blanket because, like I said, there's 150 single crochets, or 150 boxes across and 200 up. So even if I do the corner to corner squares, they're about an inch on most blankets that I've seen. That's gonna be 150 inches across and 200 inches up. I mean, that's gonna be a nice size blanket because I am 63 inches tall, or 5'3" inches. And that's gonna be, it's gonna be nice and big, and I'll probably have to get more yarn, but I think in the long run, it's gonna be a lot more fun to do it that way. And that's a new concept too. I have yet to do one like that. And it's gonna be better than doing all these little crochets and having all these little strings hanging off. See all that jumble? Oh, that is a hot mess. Like, you should see it in here. This whole thing, I mean, it's just one big jumbled mess. I thought I had the concept down with the bobbins, but it is not working for me. So that is my blanket that I'm making, and I'm really super excited. I'm hoping to have it done, sorry about the squeaking, for his birthday in August, but we'll see. We will see. So I think that's it for crocheting. Should we talk about spinning? I haven't done a lot of spinning lately. Yeah, let's do spinning. Ooh, see? Avenger mug. Told ya. Alright. So, spinning. The last thing I actually spun on my wheel, it's been a while, was this fiber right here. Now, I had signed up for the spinning box that Kamaj Fiber Arts puts together, and you get it once a month. I stopped getting it now, but I got this subscription for maybe 10 months, but I just couldn't spin it all fast enough. So I canceled it, but this was one of her fibers that she put in there. I'm blanking on her name, but I will put it in the show notes. This is one of the fibers she put in her box, and I wasn't really too happy with the colors. They're not really, you know, my thing, so I figured I would use it for a new type of spinning that she suggested with this kind of fiber. I don't really remember what it was. Like I said, it's been a long time ago, but I will find the information out and put it in show notes. But basically what you did is it was a roving, so it was a long piece of roving. So roving like this. It was like this, but with all the colors. And with the way that it was dyed, she recommended spinning from the fold, which basically you took a piece off, fold it over your finger and you spin from here. And I'd never done it that way before, and I was always interested to see how it would do and what it would do with the colors. So I did that, and it kind of does this, I don't know maybe if I did it right or not, but it kind of did all this barber pulling, which I really kind of enjoy. I think that's really fun. I think it would be great look to have in socks too. So even though I don't like the colors, I will probably end up spooling this off and plying it on itself just to see what it kind of looks like. So, I mean, it'll still be fun, and I don't know, my son might like something in this. Like, I could do socks for him in this. I think he'd like that. You know, we'll see. We'll see. So the next thing I want to do is I had a drop spindle. That's what they always recommend, that you have a drop spindle, or you try it on a drop spindle before purchasing a spinning wheel. And so I got a wooden one from someplace on Etsy, and I didn't really like the concept of that, and I found a really good deal on a spinning wheel up in Minnesota. And so when we went back to Minnesota, where I'm from originally, me and my husband went and we bought it from this lady near where my parents live. And so this lady had 9 spinning wheels, and her husband finally told her, no, girl, you got to get rid of some of these. So she put, my spinning wheel is an Ashford Traditional. It's only a couple years old, and I absolutely love it. It's double treadle. Her name's Betsy. And she's great. I mean, I got these big, I got jumbo, I say spool, but I know that's not what they're called. I got jumbo ones, I got a lace flyer, I got a jumbo flyer, there we go. And then I got the normal size. I mean, and she even sat down and showed me kind of how to use it a little bit. And I think she only sold it to me for maybe $250. I mean, it's great. It was a great investment. I love it. Even my kids like sitting there treadling on it. But when me and my husband went to DFW Fiberfest last April, I decided that it was about time for me to learn how to do drop spindle. So these ladies at the Brookmore Creations booth, I believe, is where I got this. They had these drop spindles, and they are awesome. I know like different weights mean different things, like to do different types of fiber too. And so I bought that. They showed me how to do it, and it was super easy. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I physically had somebody to show me how to do it instead of watching like a YouTube video. So I got this, and then I got 4 ounces of some Corriedale top in this bag. And so that's what I've been spinning. And the cool thing about these drop spindles, I actually brought this on the airplane when I went up to Minnesota when my grandma passed away. I actually was able, they let me bring this on the plane. I had my fiber, and I was sitting there spinning. I spun all this when I was waiting to board my plane. I thought that was amazing. They gave me heck about some knitting needles, but this drop spindle with this, I was able to bring on, so I don't know. But anywho, so that's what I'm gonna do. What my plan is I wanna do something from start to finish. I want to have the fiber, because I've got a ton of fiber over here on my fibery goodness shelf. So I've got this, and I kind of want to make something from start to finish. And not something big, because I'm just, like I said, because you can tell, like, some of it's uneven. It's not too bad, but that's kind of the fun thing about hand spun, you know. So here's my plan. I'm gonna spin this up, and then I am going to spin this up. Look at these colors. Look at these pinks and blues. And there's black, so it's kind of got some purple undertones, so it should be really interesting to see. But this is from Western Sky Knits. Got this at DFW Fiber Festival last year. Western Sky Knits, and it is 100% superwash BFL in their Supernova colorway. I don't know what the ounce is in here though. I'll have to weigh it and find out. But then I'm gonna spin this up on my drop spindle, on my other drop spindle, and then I'm gonna apply them together to get maybe worsted weight and make some hats for my daughters. I think they would really, really enjoy that. They enjoy anything I make. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with this, and it'll be super fun. I mean, I love these colors. I don't know if I'd wear it myself because it's really bright. I mean, I'm outgoing and everything, but I don't know. So yeah, so that is what is going to be on my spindle, and then I'll probably have to come up with another project to put on Betsy too, because I haven't used her in a while. So we may have to do some digging over here to figure that out as well. So let me think. Should we show you some goodies I've gotten in December? Let's show you some goodies I got in December, and then I'll show you some goodies that I recently got in the mail, like yesterday. So, these first, I figured if I'm gonna start knitting socks, I needed some sock blockers. Now I do have some metal ones on the way, but when I saw these on Etsy, I fell in love, and it was about time I just kind of splurged on myself for a little bit, because I haven't done that in a while. And I found these. How freaking cute are these little feet on these sock blockers? I love these. And why I say I splurged is because they actually came from Russia. I ordered these mid to late November, and I just got them a little bit after Christmas. But I don't care. I think they're cute, and if I'm gonna show off some socks, why not have some feet? You know? I think they're just pretty. I could just hang them up on my wall, you know, with some socks on them. My single socks that I know I eventually will have. I'll just hang them up on my wall for a decoration. But yes, super excited to get these. I waited and waited and waited. I knew they would take a while because obviously Russia, but super stoked. And then yarn. Let's talk yarn. I got, it's from Atomic Fiber Company in her Ruckus colorway. Look at the colors on those. I love speckles. I love speckles. And it is everywhere in this yarn. Everywhere. And the bright colors. And I don't know, I saw this and I thought, oh, my mom needs to have a pair of socks out of these. Because my mom is a very bright, outgoing person. So, love this. This is on her Primo, on her Primo sock. There's 438 yards and it's merino, superwash merino. So I probably will do a heel and cuff, heel toe and cuff in a different color. So I'm really, really happy to have this. It's gonna be super fun. Like I said, I love speckles. Like how look at that green. Look at the green speckles, and the black and purple, and the blues. Oh, so much fun. I also got this a couple weeks ago, but I'm really excited about this. It's a one of a kind, Freckled Whimsy. She's got a shop on Etsy. This is a one of a kind on her Serendipity base, which is a 75/25 merino nylon. And I just like these colors too. I needed to like restock some of my yarn, so I just kind of went on Etsy and had a field day in December. Because me and my husband don't really do gifts for each other. We just kind of buy kind of what we want up to a certain price point, and then, hey, yay, thanks for the presents, you know? So, there's that one. And then, I'm a huge fan of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits podcast too. Love her. She is so cute. And I guess I just haven't watched her in a while, and I completely forgot she had a Etsy store where she did yarn. And I came across these. I didn't have any Halloween and Halloween based yarn in my stash, and I figured if I'm gonna do the box of socks cal for Kristen, I needed to have one for Halloween. So this is Halloween on her 75/20. It's 75/25 on her merino, nylon, and stellina base. And it's got lovely yellows and oranges and purples, and it is so sparkly. So sparkly. These are definitely gonna be socks. Got my Halloween socks. And then I am a huge fan of Harry Potter. Me and my kids, we can watch Harry Potter. We watch from one all the way to the last one all the time. We have movie nights, we watch them, and so I had to get some of her Dumbledore colorway. Oh, and look at the sparkle. I haven't really decided this. I mean, probably socks. These will probably be socks. I know my daughter, my oldest daughter, Riley, really, really loved this one. So I might make her some tube socks. That way she can wear them for a while. But I love the sparkle and the colors. These like grays and like these purple tones. It's gonna be super fun too. And let's see. Ooh, speaking of box of socks, I had to get a box. So I found this one at the dollar store. What? Yes. It was Dollar General, one of those. And I had to get it because I thought it was so pretty. And when I saw the cardinals, they reminded me of my Grandma Connie. It was her favorite bird. So I was like, sold. And it's huge. It'll fit plenty and plenty of socks. So. All right, and these are some new things that I just got in the mail yesterday. I am really excited about it. This is from Andriy Knits. I heard of her website from the Grocery Girls podcast with Jody and Tracy, whom I love. You girls crack me up, and even my youngest daughter loves listening to you guys. She thinks you guys are hilarious. I had to put that in there, but what is this? It's a sock blank, but it's got the old pow wham bangs. I had to. I could not put this in my basket. It found its way there, and I cannot wait to knit freaking socks out of this. I am so excited. It reminds me of the old Batman movie I used to watch where it has the pow bam. You didn't actually see them hitting because you always had the wham in the way. So but the blue, I mean the red is so vibrant, and I mean everything is just so pure. Like this blue in the background too is gonna be kind of tonal though. It's gonna be super fun to knit up, and I cannot wait. I almost don't want to knit socks out of it. I kind of just want it to stay like that, but it'll be a while yet, so we'll see. I don't know what month we're gonna do that yet. Ooh. And then when was it? A few months back, I went to Fringe Supply Company because I wanted to order a bag. Sorry for squeaking, I need to get a new chair. Squeak, 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 squeak. And all they had was like their basic bags, which is fine. They had like that gray, I think there was a cream, and then I read further down and it said that they had like an army green. I'm a sucker for olive drab. Obviously, I got my Vikings Salute to Service jersey on for today's game. I love that green, and I was super upset when it said that they weren't gonna have them back, that it was discontinued. So I'm like, ugh. So I just couldn't bring myself to spend that much money on a bag because it is kind of pricey. But when I want to say I was watching another Grocery Girls podcast, and it was an older one because it was when Tracy had just come back from Amsterdam. So she was talking about the Stephen and Penelope yarn store that she went to. And so I'm like, oh, I gotta go check this website out. I just was curious. I was just laying in bed, getting ready to go to bed, and guess what I saw on their website? I didn't buy it from their website. I ended up looking on Fringe Supply to see if they had it, but what is that? It is the waxy, like old school kind of, like you can see every time you fold it, or if there's like a scratch, it shows it. It's like a waxy kind of canvas that reminds me of the tents and stuff we used to put up when we were in the field, or some of our gear. Some of our gear was made out of this, and I could not pass this up. So of course I bought it, and it came in the mail the other day, and I am super excited about this. I will treasure this. I haven't decided if I'm going to put my enamel pins on it yet, because once you put a hole in this, the hole is there to stay. So I might have to find or make myself another bag for all of my pins. But yay! So I was so happy. I was jumping up and down. I haven't shown my husband this one yet though. Shh. And let's see. Ooh, the last thing. Today is Sunday. By the time you see this, we'll know if the Vikings have won or not. Like I said, I'm from Minnesota originally. Sorry about the crinkle. I haven't taken it out of the bag yet. Originally from Minnesota. Love the Vikings. Freaked out when they won their game last weekend. And as soon as they won their game last weekend, who put up some skull yarn on Instagram? Lolo did it. What? Look at that. I had, as soon as I saw it, I went and bought it. I bought 2 skeins actually. I'm making socks for me and for my mom. I will probably cast them on this evening during the game. Yes! It's Lolo did it. Her everyday sock. It is $75.25. It's called the Purple People Eaters. I am in love with this, and I can't wait to cast it on tonight. It is going to be so much fun. I think I'm going to make myself some shorty socks. Some ankle socks, just probably some regular vanilla shorty socks. Super, super excited. Oh, and I hope they win, because if they win, the Super Bowl is at Minnesota, and that'll be the first time that ever happened where the winner plays at their home. Oh, I'm so excited. Supporting my team already. Super, super stoked. Can't wait. And I think that is it. So yeah, thank you for spending this time with me. Sorry if the lighting is a little wonky, and if I'm not looking directly, I kind of forget where the camera is on my phone here and feel like I'm looking one way and it's supposed to be the other, but we will work out the kinks. And I'm not really sure if I'm gonna be doing this a weekly thing. Like I said, I do have 3 children and a husband, and they take up a lot of my time. So sometimes the knitting and crocheting and my craftiness can kind of take a back seat sometimes. So we'll see how it goes. I will try to do one next week. Oh, and plus both of my girls are in Girl Scouts this year, and it's cookie season, and it's insane. They have to sell, I think, 450 boxes by the end of February to go on their trip. So we also have that on the weekend. So it's been pretty nuts. So like I said, we'll see how it goes. I would like to try to do one again next Sunday. So we will see. And just have a great week. And if you have any questions or concerns, just comment or post below. I hope you like this video. If you have anything that you can see that needs to change, feel free to let me know, because I'm all about input and constructive criticism. You know, just let me know if there's something I need to change or tweak or whatever. So that would be great. And have a good week, guys. Go Viking!